Welcome, everybody. Welcome. What's up? Waka waka, motherfucker. Never mind. Has it been 8
live
seconds?
feeding. Yep.
Welcome. Hey,
What's up, Stan?
God damn it. What's up, everybody?
What's up, you reptile?
And I don't want to hear no shit from the last couple of weeks. It's this jabroni over here that never wants to go live, so I don't want to hear any bullshit. Stan the man, what's up? Kara, welcome. Mitch, welcome.
What's up, Mitch?
You reptiles, Jessica, welcome. Kara,
what's up, Sean?
Everybody. Sean, Fries was in here. Welcome.
What's up, Fries?
Bosa
all the way from Australia.
A bunch of folks.
Yep, no animal show yesterday.
Well, I just wasn't big. I just wasn't into it yesterday. I just wasn't feeling it. Sometimes you just don't have the zip, you know. So I was just like, no, I'm good. And I know I don't have no strike or nothing. It's all good. There's still videos coming out. I got videos coming out all the time. If I had a strike, because the people were if I had a strike or not, because I didn't do the live stream. But no,
that's what I asked you. That's the first thing I asked you.
I know you're all like, hopefully no strike. I'm like, no strike. No, because the last time they scheduled all my videos and everything, it was like, wow. Because the one time when I got a strike, or the couple times, yeah,
you got to play all your videos.
Yeah, because they were already preloaded, so they just let them play. But this last time, boy, they unscheduled all of them. I was like, what the fuck?
They caught on to what you were doing, so you know, they like, oh, we ain't gonna let this happen again.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not the only one that fucking figured that out. I mean.
What's up, Cat Eyes? What would David Goggins do? I don't know.
That's off of South Park, isn't it?
I don't know. He goes, who is David Goggins? Thank you, Boss Andrew. Appreciate it.
Boss, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
What's been going on
YouTube since it started, I think.
Yeah, a long time.
He has been on it for a long ass time. He's one of them veterans and shit, you call him. Shit, even my YouTube says I started it in like 2011. Because that was when I got my original Gmail account or whatever.
Yeah, whenever you got your first account, but you probably weren't making videos then.
No. I didn't start making videos till
the Boza.
Shit, 2019, I think, or something.
Right.
Because we're 23 now. I've been in it 4 years now. This is the 4th year, I think. Something like that. 4th or 5th year.
I'm sure you go back and look at your first video.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Your one channel got deleted, didn't it?
No.
Oh, you
Bad
just
Blood. Welcome.
What's up, Bad Blood?
No, just had the different names there in the beginning. See, that's why I don't understand how.
Oh no, they just took the one video down. That's right.
Oh yeah, they just pinch your fellow all the time.
For that fighting video or whatever.
Yeah, that was before I even started. Well, because that was when I was doing YouTube, and they're all like, "You can make a living off of YouTube without even making any videos. You can use other people's videos." So I looked it up, figured out how to do it, and bang, I got pinched. I don't know how I got pinched, but I guess you can have a little bit of violence in a video, but if you take all the violence from all the videos and then put them together, they don't like that.
Oh, is that the thing that Billy's working on, Stan? I see. I know Gary Warner got a new one out now, you know. And remember, he had the one that when he was on our live, and then some servers and shit went down, and they went out. Yeah. So he didn't. So he kind of went away. He started a whole new one that's been going on.
Yeah,
now,
he wanted it where people could sell animals and shit and talk about.
Yeah, he's got it now. He's still got that one now. And he actually knows what he codes everything. He was actually the one that come up with King Snake, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's been doing shit like that for a long time. Because you know, a lot of people don't like Morph Market no more. You know,
The best way to stay away from crack kids, smoke pot. You'd be too lazy to get up and steal something to go get the crack. Think about it. Think about it. The only thing you want to steal with a joint is some munchies. You hear me? Heather, welcome, welcome.
welcome. But yeah,
That's the name of the game, Bad Blood. Waiting on eggs.
you got more pies coming.
I don't know, but he better send me 2 pies and $150 so I can ship
What's up,
him my
905?
eggs.
See, say Morph Market and 905 has gone downhill. Yeah, I heard it's going pretty bad.
Is it just because it's over flooded, or is it just?
Well, it's got a new owner now or whatever too. You know.
Oh, does it? What did they change that makes them different now?
I don't know. I just think that.
Well, then how are you talking trash then?
I'm just telling you what other people said that, you know, like
yeah, I know.
Really
I was just curious if you did know or not. Usually look into that kind of shit.
I haven't had time to look into it, so.
Oh, you're so busy. Busy.
Well, you know, it's just. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some people say they like and some people don't, you know, but I mean.
Well, yeah, it's like everything else. Most people just don't like change, but. Same pairing as the last 2 years.
Pied by hip pied. Cool. Old pieds. I don't know. Oh, there you go. There you go. There. Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
That does a lot.
Wow. Calculated changing is accurate.
Well, damn. So they're fucking up all the way around then. I mean, people just started flooding us with shit. It was like, nope, because of this, and this. It's like,
yeah, see, that's why I knew. I didn't have to, you know, research it. I knew everybody else knew about it already.
No, everybody else would have it.
Yep. So that your next season, you're going to breed pied to pied, huh? Cool.
Nice. Damn. Oh, that's right. Did you send out the link to anybody? We just got no friends.
No, I haven't sent it out to nobody.
Oh, that's right. We had important business to talk about. Some shit you people can't know about. Just saying. Juicy shit, too. Juicy stuff.
Yep. That was a pretty cool giveaway.
We're 25. We're 25 days out for 55 days on the clown eggs, so that's going to be fun.
Hell yeah!
Even though there's not a lot of mystery to it, there's only could be 3 snakes. So I mean, it does make it a lot easier, but you know, there's not as much of a surprise. You know.
Yeah, but you're wanting them killer clowns, is what you're wanting. So.
It's yeah. People don't even like them nowadays, but it's just it'll complete the beginning cycle of naiveness. I'm not even sure what you call it, but it'll be funny.
Right.
I think that was like the coolest, brightest snake I seen when I first come into the deal. You know, like what the fuck, you know, there's more than a normal and an albino. I'm like, what the hell, you know? And then I got to looking up some shit, and that one just stood out like a champ. It's like, oh my God, a killer clown. The name was crazy. I hate clowns, but it was a killer clown, and it looked badass, and I love ball python, so it was like, oh my God.
Well, it had that washed out head from being a super pastel, so
yeah,
you know, and
yeah,
it gave it.
Well, yeah, so it gives it that bright, crazy ass. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I'm curious of what we're gonna get. Reptile Hutch. Welcome. I want, you know, because they're both pastel clowns, but one is like really dark pastel clown and one is a lighter pastel clown. So are we just gonna get in the middle clowns, or are we gonna get some bright ones, some dark ones? You know, who knows? You know, it's like.
Yeah, you're right. Almost 60% of Morph Market is based on ball pythons. So.
Well, yeah. And ball pythons are what brought it to the fact of, you know, a lot of that other shit being able to be in there as well, I'm sure. You know, people seeing people selling all these ball pythons on Morph Market, and then they're selling their other shit, which grows for them. So yeah, it's like, you know, there's people want to dog on the ball pythons and shit. It's like, fuck y'all.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would want to. I mean, he has a good platform, and why go and try and ruin it, you know? So, especially when it's got different countries and everything else on there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Blakers, welcome. I just noticed you were here.
Until somebody makes something, but you know, I mean, that's fine because that gives everybody else all these other platforms to come and compete against them now, you know, and then that's what it'll take, you know. I mean, you know, you got Gary Horner, and
Well,
then
you know,
Billy coming out with one, and
to be
you know,
fair, and to be fair too, if you have somebody that's got the monopoly, or not really the monopoly, but the majority of what was going on with Morph Market, and then you got other people coming in. Now that it's sold and he's pissing people off, this is the best time to bring in a new one anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to start a fresh business doing the same shit, you might as well go in when the main guy's getting a bunch of shit, you know? It's like, it's just going to give you a little head start.
If ball python breeders didn't vend shows, then there wouldn't be a show. You know what I mean? What's up,
There
Luke?
wouldn't be enough fucking
really,
tables
then
sold to sell the other shit.
They'd be crying that there's nobody there to buy other snakes. You know, I mean, you figure.
Well, yeah, if you take most
that's
shows
the
and you
majority.
eliminate the ball pythons, can they really pay the bills with them shows with only selling that many tables? It's like, and even then, all it would do is just drive up the fact that their tables would cost them more money because there's not as many of them there, and then it just jack up the prices of the animals. It'd be pointless. Low life.
What's up, Thomas? But if you're big name, then your ball pythons can be sold at events. Well, but you know what? I bet some of these smaller shows, you know, like we have, you know, they don't care. They're going because we don't get real big names anyway, you know. So,
well, that's the thing. I think the shows help promote the little guy. Social media is what helps the big
Dragus,
fucking dogs on the little guy on social media, because then if you're not well known, people don't want to buy from you. But at a show, your shit is right there in front of them, and it talks for itself. If you got something brighter with a better price, you know, you're going to sell it. Jay goes, welcome.
Morph Market's been getting hacked. JSA Reptiles posted to check your accounts if you did business with them.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well,
we were just talking about it. Seems I wonder if that's why people are pissed, is because of the hacking. Maybe the hacker did some shit.
Oh, they said that no one should have been small events either. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. People ain't gonna listen to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, for a little guy, that's the best way to get out there, because if your shit's on a table, you know, you're more likely to sell it. If you're trying to sell yourself next to fucking some big wig online and shit, it's not good, because they're going to outsell you anyway, because it's going to be easier, a bunch of advantages.
Been getting a lot of spam mail from Morph Market. Wow.
Well, Morph Market's just fucking all wishy-washy altogether, isn't it?
God damn. What's up, Connor? Well, I wonder why the guy sold it anyway. I thought he was, you know, I mean, I don't know why he sold it. Maybe he got a good offer. And
yeah, you never know with that kind of shit. Connor, welcome. Luke, welcome. 18 and a half. Smack that thumbs up if you haven't already. Smoke them if you got them. I know when I shared the stream, I was like, the Iron Animal Show, puffing stuff.
Yeah, I think that just, Dragos, that depends on, you know, where you're located, because, you know, the price of one snake might be higher in one state than it is other states, you know. So it just really depends on your, you know, where you're located at, you know.
Yeah, but the thing about it is a lot of people.
He's talking about shows, you know, at shows like reptile shows, you know.
Yeah, because a lot of people base their prices on Morph Market. You know, I'll give it to you for whatever it's on Morph Market, or 20% cheaper than Morph Market, or this and that. So it's like,
Well, we kind of, you know, what's good here, you know, like having wheel banks and stuff is you can kind of see what he sells everything at and then base it off, you know, well, a little bit cheaper or whatever,
Well, yeah, you're
basically
gonna have to with
what
that
he's,
guy because he
but
could
you know,
flood the
yeah, but
market
he's in
anywhere.
Oklahoma City, so you know that
Yeah,
he's doing a lot of business in Oklahoma, so anybody else can, you know, he doesn't really been to shows around here or nothing, but what I'm saying is you can, you know, like one, you know, I remember when bells were cheap and then the next year they were like $500, $600, you know, now they kind of went down, you
yeah.
know, depending on what was hot, you know, so. But I mean, there's always you know, always go on the last day and then, you know, you get them stuff a lot cheaper. And a lot of them people, you know, I'm sure they're going to cut you a little bit of a deal, but I mean, and you know what things are worth, you know, so.
Well, yeah, well, and like shows and shit too. A lot of that too is depending on like the last day. It's like it depends on what you got on the table and if you want to get rid of it fast enough. You know, you got
Well,
shit
if you
booked
want
up
to,
for
a
this
lot of them
month.
don't like to haul it back home, you know, so.
Yeah, yeah, because that's just more stress on the fucking snakes. You know, so it's like.
No pastel pied.
Why's everybody got a dog on them for? Shit, to the common pet industry, a pastel pied is like a fucking gold mine.
You got a lot of copperheads on your flip side. That's awesome, Connor. Yeah, once you get them in there, it seems like they'll flood in there. You get a bunch of them in there. Once they know they can get in an area, you know, it seems like, and you can get overloaded with copperheads real quick, you know. Boza said he's going to bend and he ain't sell nothing but normals and super normals.
Nice. He'll probably sell more snakes than anybody.
Yep.
You know, there's still people too that just they don't get the hobby, which is, I mean, it's funny too because it's like, even when I first got in, I kind of researched it. It is kind of crazy that the same snake that people sell for $50 is basically the same fucking snake that they're selling for $50,000. It's just got a little bit different genetics. It's like.
What's up, Emily?
I remember somebody said, "Oh, here's my $500, $50 snake." Somebody said one time, and it was like it just cracked me up. It's all still a ball python. Nothing's different. It's like you can have the same fucking exact experience if you're a pet guy with a $10,000 snake or a fucking $10 snake. To somebody that it's a pet, it doesn't fucking matter whatsoever, other than just eye appeal. It's crazy.
I'm headed, but getting there. Any ideas on the clown OD or the glow? I want to do one or them all. Starting into no idea which. The way I can tell you is go with what you want to do, not what everybody else is doing. Whatever you like, that's what you need to do. You can't go wrong. Whatever you like.
That Dragos, he needs to get them rodents under control. Motherfucker done found a big old rat in his mice. Them rats will fuck up them mice, boy. Especially if because I did that once too. But a couple mice got beat up a little bit because I was doing it for that one fucking snake because I gotta make because the one snake will only eat mice. So I got even if I didn't use mice, I'd have to have mice around just to tempt that snake to eat. But I threw a rat in there and I left it in there too long and they can't eat because the mice deal. I used the quarter-inch, isn't it? Yeah, quarter-inch squares. And on the rats, it's the half-inch squares for their food. So if you throw them in a mice bin, they can't get to the food, and yeah, they'll start chewing on the fucking rats or the mice if they have to. So it depends on how they get into their food.
God dang it keeps timing out, dude. Still, while we're live.
That was this match. That's fucking crazy. Do what, bro? Oh, your phone did it again.
Yeah, I don't know why. See, I'm getting at it, bro. Just making pythons around 300 to 700. Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, if you can sell local or whatever is local, and they're
You
just
know,
selling
well,
out,
that's
do
the
it.
thing. I think that, you know, and some people don't separate the two, and I think it should be, well, I mean, I separate it a lot more than I think most, but a lot of people, they just want to keep making this bigger and better snake, and, you know, they want to buy them from all these top people and sell them to all these top people. There's not a lot of people that just wants to sell snakes to the, like, general public. Because, like, you know, people are dogging on pastel or this and that. To the public that, you know, that sees normals at the pet store, even a fucking pastel something to them is like, oh my god, look at that ball python. It's a whole different market. You know, it's hard to sell $1,000 snake to somebody that wants a, you know, that wants a $50 pet. You know, it's like, so it's a different market. You know, there's nobody that really just focuses on, oh, I'm just going to make an average price snake and just, you know, and just sell out kind of thing. You know, there's not a lot of people. Everybody wants that bigger and better snake with the most amount of genes in it and this and that. And it's like, it's crazy sometimes. I mean, if you have the means to do it, but that's fine. But when you're making litters and you got to have a powwow with 8 people trying to figure out what's in them, maybe you should slow yourself down a little bit.
Well, I said he sold 3 Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, see, I mean, a lavender male in my rack for 5 years, no plans for him. Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, you're going to get stuff and then you think, you know, and then change your mind. And
oh, yeah.
But I mean, if you just want to do it just as a hobby, honestly, and then just sell stuff like around your area, just go with what's hot, you know. I mean, bananas, pieds, clowns, bells.
Well, yeah, we've always said that. All those snakes
I
are going
mean,
to sell in a pet market quick no matter what,
yeah.
just because they're different, you know.
Yeah.
If you throw 8 names at somebody that's looking for, you know, just a cheaper pet, it's going to be hard to get them into something that's, you know.
But you're not going to sell $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 snakes around local in your area, more than likely, you know, unless it's another breeder looking for it, you know. So, unfortunately, I mean.
I need help. I've been. Is he talking about his picture? You got to go to your main. You got to go to your main Google thing.
You got to go into your.
Can you do it from just your YouTube, or do you got to go into your actual Google account?
No, you can do it from YouTube.
Yeah, you can, huh? That's right. You just got to go into your basic.
Go into your. You got to go into your studio and then go to. I don't know, settings or whatever. You might be able to go to your Gmail account too. Probably do it there, yeah. Yep, there you go. Yeah, and even any normals, you get people buy them too. I mean, it's just, that's the thing. If you get any, you know.
See, normal folks like that are just selling basic snakes, just trying to sell out. I give you props, man. There's too many people in this hobby that get in thinking that they're going to be fucking Justic and Belka in a couple of years, and most of them just need to slow down and fucking learn what their snakes are going to do. You know, it's like, slow down. Shit, I remember it was hard for people to even believe me. It's like, you've been in this how long and only have so many snakes? It's like, yeah, there's people that say, hey, Justin, you want a snake? It's like, nope, I don't. It's like,
right,
because the more genes and more shit you got, the more you think about it, and you start looking on the old fucking, you know, the old World of Ball Pythons on what you can blend up and make and shit. Because I still like that site for that. I wish they would just keep it more up to date. I think they have worked on it though, because there's some shit in there that I didn't recognize the last time I was in there.
You're right, Boza. Classic of people in the hobby, and that's all people really.
Yeah. Well, that's like, you know, if I had a normal or something, you know, I just assume just give it away to somebody. Then, you know, for one, you can't really ship it to nobody. It costs you more money than it's worth, you know, to even ship the normal for as far as it goes. But so yeah, just to get somebody into it. It's like, hey, that's the thing. You give them a normal and you show them something with 2-3 genes in it, recessive or something. with a couple other in there. It's like, but someday you can make something like this. That fuck kids in it. They're never gonna stop thinking about it. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, fuck. When I first got into ball pythons years ago, if I'd have known that there was other flavors and shit, I would have kept and tried to breed these motherfuckers. I would have bred every normal I come across back in the day, hoping something was gonna pop out of there. You know, it was like I had tons of normals back in the day. I had friends that had normals. You know, it was like, or classics, whatever you want to call them. It's like, you know, nobody thought it. I didn't know back then. It was all fucking. They were just ball pythons. I thought they all looked the same. You know. You see albino one, it was like, oh my god, look at that one.
Yeah, that's true. But then there is sometimes where the breeder doesn't
Oh
tell you
yeah,
everything that is in there too, you know. So I mean,
oh
that's
yeah.
the
At the pet
thing.
store, they'll go for $100 easy for a normal. They're like 80 to $100 all the time now for the old classics.
Yeah, they're not that expensive here because you know it's like a mom and pop's reptile shop, so they you know
Our mom
they don't
and
rip
pop
people
will
on the they
fucking.
don't rip them
Our
on the
mom and
you
pop
know.
will gouge you. They'll sell you a normal for 200 and say it's got
Yeah, but
something
I
in it.
mean
No, I'm
they're
just kidding.
not. You know, you got Petco and PetSmart and all them others, so you know they know that. You know when
That's like that motherfucker. He pissed me off. I almost wanted to slap him right there in the Petco. When because this snake, I was in there 2-3 different times, and I kept checking on this one snake, and I told 3 different people, and finally I told the one lady. I said, or I told the one main lady. No, I told her afterwards. But the one guy says, "Hey, this, you know," because he's all like, "What are you checking out?" I was like, "This snake. It looks like it needs some food." Oh no, that snake doesn't need no food. And the first thing he tells me is, "I'm the guy that they call if they have any trouble feeding a snake or something." And I was like, "And you don't think that one needs some food?" And he takes it out and he's, "Oh, maybe it does need a meal." I'm like, "What?" The motherfucker was a triangle. I swear to God, that poor little snake, it was like on the brink of death. I don't think it ever even ate a meal. It looked like it came right out and hadn't even eaten. You know what I mean? Just got shipped out somewhere. And then it lost weight because, you know, babies, that they can go for a long
right.
time without food before they start getting crazy. You got a baby snake and it looks triangle. That had to have taken a long time to get that far. You know, it's crazy. You're stunting its growth at
Well,
that
because
point.
they're probably not assist. They don't know how to assist feed or nothing like that. So
Well, yeah, but that's the problem with some of those breeders. They're shipping those snakes out to the, because that's the thing. And it's just like anything else, puppies and anything else, the smaller, the better. The bigger the snake gets, the harder it's going to be to get rid of, you know, a lot of the times. And as far as just a pet trade, everybody wants the little ones so they can grow up with it, you know, and this and that and all that kind of shit. So it's like, it's a different ball game, you know.
right. Nice. 2 female spire double head clown pieds last week. Cheap 80 for both. Hell yeah. See, that's the way to go.
Nice. Welcome, welcome. Got all kind of folk coming in and out. We're rolling.
Two females, double head, 40 each. A male, $100 clown pied, $2,000. There you go.
Crazy.
Thank you. Thank you.
KitKat Vlogs, a new member. Haven't seen you in a minute. You got a dude around, huh? Huh? You don't come around when you dating these weirdos. What the fuck? Where you been? Where you been?
What's up, Moon?
Come on over, man. Welcome, welcome.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, though. People are, you know, they drop prices when they can't sell something in a few days, and it's crazy, you know. No, not for a regular pie reptile. I mean, if you want just a basic pied, you know, $300 or whatever, you know. Thank you. Thank you.
99-cent banger. Hey, where's my sandwich? She's supposed to send me a tiny sandwich. I don't know what happened to my tiny sandwich. She got some weirdo dude around. You know, it's true.
Yeah, normal pie is $250, $300. They're not expensive, so. I mean, if you want so fancy looking pied. All right. Stan, did you pick them up from a breeder or just somebody local?
Well,
See
yeah, you
that?
got to kick them motherfuckers to the curb. If you can't talk to your homies, then fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Kick rocks.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
I bet that motherfucker was over on the Yahoo fucking Messenger with his webcam, some other lady when you wasn't looking. That's how the motherfuckers do it. They don't want you online because they're doing bad stuff online. I don't know.
He's probably on.
It's like them cheater
Cat
things. Usually the
community or
ones accusing you of cheating is the one motherfuckers cheating because they're the paranoid motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Got a banana pastel pie for 800. Got it for the looks. Well, I mean, you can get heads cheap. But that's the thing. I mean, it's almost, I mean, visuals ain't that expensive now. So heads really, that's why they're so cheap.
Well,
because,
it depends on what visual.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're talking,
are a lot cheaper than they were.
I mean, if you're talking a monsoon or something, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying that, you know, that I think it's so flooded with them that everybody, you know.
Well, we knew this. I said this shit in the beginning when nobody listened to me because I didn't know what I was doing because I never bred a snake before, even though I still don't know what I'm doing because, you know, I'm a YouTube breeder, whatever they call it now. But I said that before. You can only have so many people rushing into this shit. Yeah, pet tuber. If you got like these rat companies that are months and months and months behind, there's a lot of people buying snakes, and it's like that you can only produce so many snakes before it's like, and eventually it's going to get out of control. Or you know, it's like it's nuts. You know, I mean, pretty soon, 10 years from now, pies are going to be like $50 like normals and shit. It's like, here, you can have this one. It's like, fuck, you can keep it. If it ain't got 8 genes in it, I'm not even touching it. Shoot.
Well, yeah, because that pastel pie, that or pastel clown that you got that I had, it was cheap, dude. I mean, you know, not for a visual, you know. I mean, and that was what I got it 2 years ago, probably.
I think I bought my original pied was or not pied. My original clown, I think I paid $300 for him or something.
Right.
Which was about normal then for a visual clown, but
yeah, for a single gene clown, yeah.
Which even now they're what, a couple $100 now. You can get them for whatever.
I can get a pastel clown male for $250, $300. So yeah. What's up, Area 51?
51. I know he put out a post. He said, so did you pair that snake that, because he was all like, well, this one could lay some eggs, because he said he wasn't paying attention because he was so focused on the other one. So the one he said could lay some eggs. But I mean, if you paired it this year, then there's a chance. I mean,
right.
There's always a chance. GCG, welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Waka, waka, waka.
It's not waka waka, mother. God damn it. This is why I smoke weed, everybody, because he stresses me out. I gotta have a little puff puff. Makes me feel better. Fucking old tin worker over here. Slapping the lead.
It doesn't say tin worker. Yeah, you're right. Well, it depends on who sold them and what they are, you know. But I mean,
well, and that again, it shows you, you know, it's like it depends on who you are. You know, if somebody don't know who you are, I mean, it's just going to be harder and harder and harder to sell snakes when you got guys like fucking this. What's Will Banks or whatever lives by you? What has he got? 4,000 or 5,000 fucking snakes he produces. You know, I mean. Some of these bigwigs, they're getting so big that it's like there ain't gonna be no room for nobody else. Son of bitches.
You see that Garrett DeMeyer has a Patreon, and he's giving away, what is it, $50,000 worth of snakes?
Yeah.
To his Patreon members, like one a week or something like that for the rest of the year or something like that. To his Patreon members, something like that.
One a week?
So either I think he said one a week or something like that. One a week or one a month. I don't know. It was like a lot, dude. But you know, he's another one that's got 4,000 or 5,000 snakes, dude, and that's not. You know, I mean, that's a lot, dude. You know.
Yeah.
So I'll be back.
Anyways, you can't just leave me up here by myself. Doot dee doo, squeak squeak, doot dee doo, squeak squeak. If you know, you know. Squeak squeak, doot dee doo. I crack myself up sometimes. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple hundred. Yeah, snakes are weird. It depends on. I think it all depends on what it looks like. You know, if you got some wish-washy snake that, you know, you really can't, it's all like blurry. You got something that's fucking ultra clean, you can, you know, you can add on 50, $100, you know, it's like, depends on what it looks like. Hello, Lola. He said, hi, Justin. I know. Oh, he dogs me. Usually there's people up here. I don't think he sent the link out to nobody because we got no friends and stuff. Squeak, squeak, doot, doo, doo. Squeak, squeak, doot, doo, doo. Squeak, squeak. It's funny. I'll make videos sometimes and I make myself laugh. I have to press the pause button sometimes because it just cracks me up. I could probably do that like another 1,000 times. It's still funny. Doot, doo, doo. Squeak, squeak, doot, doo, doo. It kills me. Kills me. Squeak, squeak, doot, doo, doo. If you're selling $200. Crazy. Yeah, no, the snake game is crazy. Nothing else till next year. But did you breed that one though? Were you just talking about like you could breed her, or was she bred and she still could give you eggs? $51. You just send me them pies that you were trying to pair. You just send them to me. I'll butter them up. We'll get some babies, and then I'll just send you back some. Like a partner deal. I think you're just not playing the right amount of music. Is that snake poisonous? You gotta watch out for them poisonous ones. The black pastel 100% pie I paired. Oh, last year. It's extra poisonous. You gotta watch out for them motherfuckers. Shit. That's why I don't own no venomous snakes. I can't even avoid getting bit by ball pythons, you know? It's like, yeah, my lizards will bite me. Everything wants to bite me. I got a spider that would like sink into me if I gave him a half a chance. Yeah, I don't need nothing like too venomous. The spiders are bad enough. And my centipede passed away and died. My centipede died. But you never know how old they are because you get them, you know, they're field caught or whatever they call it nowadays. And so you never sure how old they are. So I don't know. He ate regular and, you know, nothing changed in his habitat. So I don't know what, other than just the fact that it was his time to go. I don't know. 2 weeks, no days off. Yeah, I hate going back to work after a bunch of time off. People change too much shit.
3 days off. That's like a vacation after 2 weeks, no days off, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have to get me another centipede one of these days, but I'm gonna have to.
Why'd yours die?
Yeah, it died. Remember the last Tuesday I was on? Remember I told you it was all lethargic, or I told everybody on the stream.
Yeah, but you don't. That's the thing. You don't know how old they are when you get them. You know, I mean,
that's
that's
what I
the
was
thing.
just saying, and I was hoping it was just molting, but yeah, no.
Well, yours lasted longer than mine did. Remember, I got mine didn't even molt. I had it not even quite a year, and it just up and died for no reason. So
yeah, that's the bad.
I don't
thing
know how
about
long
those
they live
because you don't know. You don't know how old they are. You don't know shit because they're already full grown. It's not like I got it and it was little. You know, I mean, it gained a little bit of size when I had it, but I just think it was because it was eating rodents. But it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Rest in peace, centipede.
Even Trish was upset. She said, I didn't like it, but I don't want it to die. I said, well, I didn't want it to die neither. I liked having that creepy little fucker. But shit, the centipede's the cheap part. It's the fucking shipping that gets you. It costs you fucking $70 to $90 to get a $20 fucking centipede.
I'll see if I can't find you one of them cherry heads over here.
Don't say that now because I'll be expecting one.
I saw I had to try to get you one, see if Todd will find one. Todd usually finds them all the time.
Yeah.
Them things are pretty cool.
Oh,
looking.
you're at work? Right on, 51.
All right, later. But you want?
They are cool, man. The centipedes are. It's a wicked deal, you know. The shock factor of them is quite, you know, it's different. There's kids that are playing with them online. I would never played with mine, man. It didn't. When I, you know, go to like touch it or something, boy, it seemed way too aggressive. If I just reached in and kind of petted it, you know, and it didn't want to kill me, I probably would have tried to hold it. But that's like I got one tarantula, you know, I could reach in there and pet it when it's running around and shit. It'll, you know, I could hold it.
Well, the thing with them, they're so fast, dude. You know, I mean, if you don't watch out, next thing you know, they're gone, dude. I mean, they are super fast.
And a centipede, it's not like it's not like you can just scoot them off neither, because their feet each at the end of each of their legs is like a little needle, so they just kind of dig in whenever they're walking. So you can't just like, oh, scoot. No, it's gonna hang on, and then if you're pissing it off, it's gonna probably bite you if it's clenched on and you're trying to get it off. It's no, them centipedes.
Oh, he's had praying mantis. He usually has one every year.
I love praying mantis. They are awesome, but they just don't last long enough. It was funny. Joe Rogan was talking about the praying mantis. Yeah, I seen a little skit. He's all, those are the most vicious fucking creatures on earth, you know, pound per pound and this and that. And I was like, yeah, I think they are. Praying mantis are probably one of the most savage creatures for their size, you know. There's videos where praying mantises are taking down hummingbirds and lizards and shit. It's like fucking crazy.
I seen that they on one of them things they put a praying mantis against a centipede, and the centipede won. I was surprised.
Well, yeah, man, centipedes are nasty.
Yeah, wolf spiders are cool. I like wolf spiders. They don't back away from you either. They bowl up at you like they're tough, you know. Heather, how's your? Didn't your sister-in-law or whatever get that tarantula from Jessica? Did she like it? What's up, Patty?
Solo butterfly, welcome.
Good to see us.
Where's that fucking Ken at? I ain't seen him tonight. The hell, he usually stops in.
Who knows? I sent your boy the link.
My boy, what are you talking about?
Your New Zealand friend.
Well, shit. If he don't come on, then we ain't got no friends. Can't even get Benji to come on. It's a bad night. Yes, she did. I haven't heard anything.
It don't matter. We made Kara's day or night. She'd been wanting to watch our stream for a while. She's like, there ain't nobody worth the shit on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Just when I said that. Oh, she must be watering the flowers. I look at my camera earlier. I look at my camera because it gives me notifications every time somebody walks through the door or gets in the cameras or whatever. So I get this little notification. I see this little nerd fucking dude standing up my door. I'm like, what the fuck? So I watch the little video. He knocks on the door. Have you seen a little brown dog running around? I'm like, Trish answered the door. I was like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to answer the door unless I'm nearby. No, I'm just kidding. She can answer the door. But usually it's like a crackhead.
Yeah.
Can I have that pile of garbage?
Oh, fuck it.
Nice glasses.
Yes, I need to go and buy a pair that actually fit my face.
Do they make them that big?
Well, that's it. Really.
Anyways.
How's things been? How are you guys?
Irondogg's been out for 2 weeks because he had to get a penis enlargement.
Yep. What's up, Will?
I wasn't
He
sure.
tried to send me
what was
pictures.
happening.
He's like, do you want to see? I'm like, no, I don't want to see, motherfucker. He's all trying to show people and shit.
Caught your little dog sneaking out the yard today. She's grounded now.
Jesus. So it's been a bit of a rough week here. We had a big fire here at a hostel. Some of my
At a
friends
hospital?
and well, a hostel?
What the fuck is a hostel?
Like a motel,
Oh.
hotel, whatever. Right, Benji?
If you say hostel here, you think somebody's mad.
Yeah, no, it's
You never
like
seen that movie, Justin, Hostel?
No.
Yeah, it's like it's in Wellington, the capital city. It's like a 3-story building. No fire escapes, no sprinklers.
Enlargement. My God.
And all the people living on the top floor,
got
they
the
all
ladies
got
all
trapped.
excited now and shit. I didn't mean to. I was only funny.
Yep. Hostels where people stay in groups and get murdered. Exactly.
All right.
Exactly,
Well,
Will.
that's kind of what happened. There's 20 people missing and like 5 or 6 confirmed dead already. So
there you go, Justin.
it's a big one.
It's all pretty close to the same. I can't understand half the shit comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, or bang, depending on the movies you watch. Exactly, Will. Or both. They get banged and get murdered.
Yeah. So it could happen either way. Either or.
Yeah,
Could be
it was
both.
one of those dodgy places that rent rooms, and yeah, the whole thing just went. Whoo.
Well.
So that was what we woke
No,
up to.
he doesn't, Will. He rents it, and now the landlord's wanting to sell it.
Yeah, I want to fucking buy this place if I can. Ideally, it'd be good. She's offering me a real good deal.
DEA, welcome.
What's up, Andrew?
Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah, it'd probably be cheaper than rent, huh?
It would, man. Like renting now is insane. They put the rent up every year by another $50 here.
Oh,
That's everywhere. That's everywhere, Benji. It's got really bad here in the last couple of years.
Even if I move to another house within a year or two, I won't be able to afford the rent on my own anyway. So
Benji, we had a meeting in the backstage earlier, and you can't be smoking weed on the stream.
Okay.
He's sitting there puffing weed. So.
We can't have that anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's bad for our image.
Tell the landlord there's bolt holes everywhere, so they need to lower the price, Benji.
Well, there is a few issues. Fences around the back.
I was just funny.
Needs
what are you
new
whining
fences.
about now? You got a fence?
Saying this. It needs new fences. All the fences are getting to the point where they need to be replaced, and you don't realise like how much a fence costs to replace. But when they're really long, like this one's got really big long fence lines.
Do you need the fence, or is it something you have to have there, or what?
You're supposed to go halves with your neighbour, so it's getting all three neighbours to agree, the one at the back and the one on either side, to pay their half. It's fucking complex.
I say I ain't got no dogs. I don't need no damn fence.
Well,
tell them you're the one with the tell them you're the one growing. Tell them you're the one growing the marijuana plants. That's the only reason you want a fence.
So
nobody
okay,
comes and
so
steals your marijuana.
You're saying there, like if you have a neighbor and that there's no fences, and that neighbor puts up a fence, he automatically can have you pay half of it.
Absolutely, yeah. But
now, see,
within reason, if they choose really expensive materials, then beyond what's reasonable, then you don't have to pay.
Oh, see that's not how it works here. If you got a fence, you got a fence. See, there is if you build a fence the wrong way, there's places where your neighbor could own your fence, but
right.
Well, I mean, here you can build a basic fence for a couple of $1,000s, or you can clad it with really nice claddings and make it might cost 2 or 3 times the amount.
I think it's bullshit though. If you don't need a fence, if you like an open yard without a fence and your neighbor puts one up and then you get stuck with half the bill, I think that's bullshit.
In America, the fences aren't such a common, but in New Zealand, every house has a fence. Every house has just about. Pretty much everybody's got a fence and a yard.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people with fences here in their yards. I mean, that's just.
Well, yeah, no, we.
But you got to watch it where you build it too, because if you build it on somebody's property and say something about it, you have to move it again, or whatever. I mean, they can be assholes about shit,
There's a lot of that goes on here. There's actually a TV
just saying,
program.
If you got an open yard and your side neighbor puts up a fence that's just along that property line, and it doesn't even enclose your yard, then why do you have to pay half of it? That's just crazy.
How's Army life treating you?
Just the way it is.
I mean, if there was already a fence there and then you have to get the fence updated and then the neighbor pays half or something is one thing or something. But if it's just they put up a fence and you're not wanting a fence, I don't think you should have to pay for it.
They expect you to reach a gentleman's agreement. The council expects you to.
Oh,
you can't get that done in America. That doesn't happen here.
Well, then tell them you just. Tell them, say, fine, I want to put up a fence with electric hot wire on it, so the way when people try to get in, it shocks the hell out of them. Doing a lot of training, hell yeah. I'm sure.
I mean, I find that's a real double standard, Chris. Out in the countryside, farmers are allowed to have, 10,000 volt electric bull fences wherever they want.
Yeah.
But in the city, you can't. You're not allowed. But if you go down to one of the local power stations, the substations, where they have all the electrical equipment, they have a big electric fence around them. So it's okay for the council, it's okay for the farmers, but it's not okay for you.
Well, a lot of them are just not. The fence is really electrified. They're just telling you could get electrocuted from going in the substation, is what they're trying to tell you.
No. The substation itself has a hot wire around it. razor wire that's electrified.
Like here's the same way. If you're out in the
Yeah, ours
country
is
or whatever,
same.
you can have electric fence, but if you're in town, you can't electrify your fence. I mean,
I know it's a double standard, right?
Technically, you can because technically you can actually wire up your fence for a dog because they have dog deals that do that shit. There's wires that'll zap them, so you could technically wire it up, I guess.
Yeah, we wouldn't the same though.
It's not the same.
It's not like one hot wire for keeping large animals in. Them are like the invisible fence, so you just put them in the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's mentally ill people that wire their light sockets up to the corrugated iron fences at night and stuff. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
See, then you'll just get sued. Like here, if somebody grabs under your fucking fence and you get electrocuted, they'll just sue you. I peed myself and this and that, and then they'll sue you.
Well, I just sit out the window and wait for somebody to like try to come over the fence, whatever, like a regular fence. And then I just hit like a light switch and shock them and then turn it back off and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Go touch it. That thing ain't electrocuted, Kind of like the old metal garbage cans,
Yeah.
I actually had an incident here a couple of months ago during the night. Some guys were jumping the fence to try and steal my neighbour's plants.
All right, Patty. Hope you have a good night at work.
Thanks for coming in.
We had a bit of a set. Had a bit of a set too, in the backyard here, in the middle of the night.
A set too? What the fuck is that? What are you talking about?
A tussle. Which ended with me throwing one.
All right, well, good to see you, buddy. I'm sure 3 a.m. comes early.
So what you call it, a tussle?
I'm not even sure what the fuck you're even talking about anymore. You drive me nuts.
I was tussling in the backyard.
With who?
These fools.
He wasn't tussling. He was tussling with himself. He's tussling with his own fucking demons and shit, acting like he's fucking normal and shit. He ain't.
I don't know.
So people in your yard and you were trying to fight with them.
They came back and stole his plants anyway, so it was a waste of energy.
So you were fighting your neighbor that charged you for half the fence because he was taking their plants?
No.
Somebody was trying to steal your neighbor's plants, is that what you're saying?
Yes, and I stopped them in the middle of the night, but then they came back and did it anyway a bit later.
So now they're gonna come back and steal your shit.
Oh, I don't do that anymore. I'm renting. I have 4 inspections a year where they come with cameras. And they walk right inside.
Did I fucking stutter and say something weird or something? What are you talking about?
Do they go and inspect the garage?
Did
they inspect the garage?
Last few times, not the last few
Yeah, there you
times,
go.
But they did.
There you go.
Initially, they used to. I have thought about it, Chris.
All right, Connor. Have a good night. 10-day hell. Almost everybody's out of school here already. Pretty much.
I have no idea if school's still going or not. I don't pay attention.
I mean, there's some graduation going on, but most of all the kids are out.
I got no youngins in school, so I don't have to worry about it.
Is that
pipe down? I'm not happy with you anyway, you little weasel.
Graduation. It seems a bit early in the year for graduation, doesn't it?
No, it's May.
I'll change the subject too, motherfucker.
Sorry.
You're not Stan.
Later, Stan. He's out.
June 2nd is my middle kid's birthday. He was born on June 2nd. All right. How do you fix? I got an Android phone, and all of a sudden now, when I'm on live, it wants to just like time itself out and go black. Is there a setting I need to fix on that? Because I can't figure it out. I tried to figure it out here.
Did you Google it?
Backstage. No, I was backstage, and so.
Did you Google it?
No, I will after. If nobody knows how to do it, I'll Google it after the show. But I
Like
thought
I said,
maybe it was because we weren't live.
Yeah, my laptop did that the other night on Tuesday, the last Tuesday show, and it hasn't done it once tonight, but it did it all fucking week the other night. It kept going.
See, it just started this too. I don't know why. That's why.
It's like it's not recognizing that there's a main page open, because usually if there's a main page open, it doesn't rely on the screensaver. If there's nothing going on, then the screensaver kicks on. But yeah, it's like it almost doesn't recognize the page or something. It's weird.
I have to see. There might be an update it needs to do or something. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Anyways.
It's just aggravating. So
now somebody's gonna have to go Google it so they can tell you how to fix it.
Well, I've been watching a few videos on YouTube recently about Android settings and the ones that you should have turned on and turned off. And it's a bit of an
but
some of the stuff
they still have videos on the internet for that fucking ancient phone years.
Yeah, they're 10 years old probably, but they still got it.
They can track you. They can turn your camera on, your phone on. You listen.
What did I tell you about smoking on the stream?
For keywords.
You can and you know what? You can turn all your software updates off and go into your developer options and turn all that off too. I mean, where they can't do all that.
The developer options. Now, there's a setting that allows you to turn that on.
Yeah.
So it gives you God powers.
Yeah.
But most people don't know and don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Developer settings on Android, yeah.
You can where a lot of it's locked when you go to it, but you can actually get into it through your phone.
Mm-hmm.
If you push certain things, and then it'll go to developer options, you can turn stuff off and on. It gives you a whole list of shits on your phone that you don't have control over until you get in there, so.
Yep. Sounds
yeah,
like
well, my screensaver, I think now, I don't know what it is, but it's like, it doesn't give me an option for just to turn the screensaver off. It's like, you want it to go off every 30 seconds or 10 minutes, and that's the only option. There's not one that says continue.
It's not recognizing that you have the page open. It's weird.
Exactly.
Did you go completely out and come back in?
No, but it did it the other night too on backstage. Same thing. I was talking with FNA for a minute, and yesterday I think it was, or 2 days ago, and they were saying or it was doing it then. That's when it first started doing it, so. What are they going to listen to? A bunch of odd people talking about snakes and frogs, or watch us clean poop and do water changes? Yeah, exactly.
I was talking about that the other day. It's amazing, you get all these animals and everybody, it's all great. It is fun and shit. But it's like every day I'm dealing with shit in one way or another. Between the cats, the dogs, the snakes, the frogs, there's something always shitting somewhere. You know what I mean?
What did you think of that
the
story
rats,
I sent you?
The fucking mice, everything.
He started
a couple weeks ago
making poop videos.
Remember, I sent Justin a thing somebody posted on Instagram, I don't know, 3 weeks ago probably, and he's in Texas. Again, another person in Texas.
Yeah.
And he has venomous snakes and other animals too, but he got bit and went to the hospital, and then it wasn't before long, and he's lived in the same place for like 4 or 5 years or whatever.
Yeah. And
all of a sudden they come and confiscated his venomous, because they said that he had permits for him now. Okay, he had permits to keep them. That all of a sudden now they were not illegal in the city he lived in, and they come in there and took every animal, not just his venomous. They took his cats, his dogs, anything that he owned, any enclosures, took it all from him. I'm thinking I'm like, why would you take everything? You know, I mean, if you're just there for the venomous, you know, and yeah, they come in.
No,
you know,
it's all fish and game and shit though. It's all the same thing. That's like if you get caught, you know, fishing illegally, they can take your poles, your tackle, anything that has to do with fishing, they can take it all. It's fucking
well, that's
crazy.
2 people we know, or you know, we knew somebody else has happened to too. You know.
Yeah.
Joe, here in New Zealand, that if they catch you down at the beach with undersized shellfish or crayfish that you've caught from the swum out with snorkels on, when you bring it back to the beach undersized, they can seize your car, your boat, and all your diving equipment. And anything
same
related
here. If you get caught like shooting deer and shit like that at night and all that, they can take everything.
But I think it's the same print, you know, because it's all the same organization, so they just take everything. They don't give a fuck.
905, you ain't got to worry about Instagram doing that, because Justin, he keeps calling everybody with the little phone thing, so that's why he doesn't get on Instagram when he's on the toilet.
I do not get on Instagram.
He's afraid he's going to be calling somebody on Instagram.
That's all I need to be is taking a dump and call 100 people. It's like, no, I'm good. Because I mistakenly called a couple hundred people a couple times.
I sit on the toilet every morning and check my phone.
Yeah, that camera just sitting there watching you, Benji.
Good luck.
Watching you with your Jergens.
Your Jergens. Jerkins.
Jerking with his Jergens.
Jerkin.
Someone comes to my house and take my animals, I'm going to need a GoFundMe to bail me out of jail. Yeah, I mean, it is. But I mean, really,
even then, if they come in and it's like, oh, you can't legally, you know, own this or something, we're taking everything. They take like my dogs. There's no fucking way.
Well, they must have.
You know, I mean, whatever animal I'm in fault for, if you're gonna take it because of some stupid law, that's whatever. But you're not taking my fucking dogs and other shit. It's not happening.
And that's the thing too. To have permits issued to you where you've been living at, it's like, well, they know where you live, and they should have a list saying, well, you're not allowed to have a permit for these animals where you live at. That should be on their deal, you know. It shouldn't be you have to figure out every city. I mean, I've said this many times. You ought to, no matter if something's legal in your state, you still need to make sure it's legal in your county and in your city, because there's places in Oklahoma that the city says you can't have this, you know. And a lot of people, you know, but Texas is getting bad about that, you know. Man, it's because that's how they are. 905, they take everything: cats, dogs, leopard geckos. They take your enclosures, they take your racks, ball pythons, whatever you have, carpet pythons. They take everything, and then they charge you too.
It's like, that's a lot.
No, it was an animal hoarding situation, Jessica, because we know somebody personally that it happened to too, and they took everything. I mean, he had cats that were over $2,000 a piece, dude. They took them everything.
Do you think that they made some sort of decision based on animal welfare standards and?
No, it's just a city. They say it's a city rule. It's a city ordinance, you know. That's why you have to check where what city you live in. If you don't live in the city, you live out in the country, you need to make sure that county allows you to have that, because some counties can say no. Yeah, you could, like, say here in Oklahoma, okay, you can have about anything you want, but the county or city you live in, they might say something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, Red Dirt was going through that there, and where he lived, as they wanted to pass it where you can only keep, like this many animals at your house, you know, no matter if it was, or no reptiles at your house, or whatever they wanted to do. Is like, well, that's kind of stupid, you know. I mean, if you own the house, it shouldn't matter, honestly.
That's one thing. It doesn't. Yeah, if you own the home, it shouldn't matter how many fucking animals you got in it.
I mean, as long as you're not hoarding and it's bad, or it's just a mill and they're not treated right. But I mean,
yeah, but if that was the case, every fucking snake breeder fucking with a rack would be considered a hoarder.
No, dude, they just busted a house here somewhere in Oklahoma, and they had over 100 and some dogs on their property, 100, and it was bad, dude. They come and confiscated everything, dude.
There comes a point, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, when
sanitary anymore.
I mean, you get somebody that knows nothing about something, and then they get into it, and it's like, you know, well, yeah. I mean, if you bust into places and they got nasty animals, that's one thing. But if they got, you know, well taken care of animals, it's like fucking
all right.
But like here, you can only have 7 dogs. I think it is 7 dogs or cats or whatever.
Well, right.
Unless you got puppies, and then you can have them for a certain amount of time, and it's you know.
There's a property here in New Zealand where the dogs multiplied so much that they became a danger to everybody on the property and in the surrounding properties, and they ended up mauling to death a lady who was walking down the road just for a walk, and and that's how they discovered that there was like 67 dogs on this property, and that half of them were like feral.
Well, yeah, you know, the last thing you want is a feral dog, man. I mean, feral cat is one thing, but a feral dog is like fucking, you know, you're going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt bad.
On big rural properties, they need to be supervised, you know, and monitored, I guess.
I don't know if you've seen that. There was a lady in Kentucky that just got charged, and they discovered over 24 dead dogs in her home, and they found she's got, I don't know, like 25 charges. But this lady was keeping dogs and shit that were like show dogs for some people. You know, they showed them in boarding dogs, like high-end dogs, dude, and they had no clue. These dogs died of starvation and shit like that, dude. And just it was bad, dude. It's
we've seen a couple of them hoarding shows, you know, like on there that it's like they're cleaning it out and they're pulling out like fucking a dozen dead cats. It's like, how do you live in there and there's dozens of dead cats? It's like, you know, that's a little rough.
Yeah, them little Dachshunds, man, they get messed up. Though this lady was killed Texas by 7 miniature Dachshunds.
Oh, that'd be.
Well, yeah, they take you out at the ankle as soon as you fall. You're fair game.
I was just thinking.
Hey, them little things got a good bite on them, dude. For a little dog, them things they get mean. I've seen them
way more vicious than big dogs.
Go for your hamstrings. Little bastard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, you just got to check your local laws. You know, no matter what your state law is, always check your local laws because they can be different than what your state law is. You know, so I mean, they might say you can only keep 10 reptiles or whatever in your house. You know, and you've got a whole goddamn rack full of them. You know, they can either.
I only have 9.
Well, I'm just saying.
If I'm only supposed to have 10, then I have 9.
So,
till they have eggs.
Would that be, Chris, would it be true that not only the laws sometimes differ from state level to county to city, but also from borough to borough in some cities?
From where to where?
What the fuck is borough to borough?
Suburb to suburb. You call them
boroughs, don't you? Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm suppose there's some like gated communities probably got their own laws in gated communities. You know, that are like, hey, you can't have like you can't park on the front. You can't park on the front lawn and shit like that. You know what I mean? I mean, like, you know, you got to keep, no bushes over this high.
Yeah, that's weird how people buy homes in places that are like that. It's like, really? It's like,
and then got to pay an HOA fee every year to live there.
I don't want anybody to tell me that I can or cannot do something on
and it's in the
If I
the
rent
head
it
of the
and I'm not allowed
HOA's
to
a
do shit,
Karen
that's
too.
one
You
thing.
know
But
that.
if I own it and I can't do shit, that's not even right. It's like, why own
Right.
it then? It's like, fuck, what's the point?
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
woman
don't
in
just
Oklahoma. Damn, I didn't even know that.
You never heard of the term borrow before? Does anybody in the chat?
No, if you borrow
No.
something here, you better give it back.
No, borrow. Like it's a.
No,
It's like
that's a New Zealand word.
Nobody.
No,
We
nobody
call them
will know what you're
suburbs.
talking about.
We call them
the
suburbs
borough
around here.
The borough of, you know, like whatever county.
No, we don't get it.
Never heard of that.
Maybe they can't. Maybe county line, but you know, county line to county line. But other than that, it's like, you know, you live in this suburb of, you know, like say Oklahoma or Tulsa, you know, has a lot of suburbs around it. You know, like, you know, Broken Arrow and Jenks and Bixby and, you know, North Tulsa, East Tulsa, you know, Sand Springs, Prattville, you know, they're all around Tulsa. They're considered suburbs, you know what I mean? But they're their own city, you know what I mean? But they, you know, that's what they call it. But yeah, there's in each city, there's a suburb, you know, like, hey, this is a subdivision of these houses or whatever, you know, so.
You know, that's what a borough is. A borough is, that's what it is. I know. I don't know.
Yeah, wiener dog. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're mean, dude. I've seen some guys have wiener dogs. Them things are mean. Can be mean, you know. I mean, it's like any other dog, but hey, I mean, it depends how old she could have been an old woman too, you know.
If you get, you know, 10, 12 of them little motherfuckers,
7 of them on you, and they're biting at your pant legs, and you take you to the ground, you know.
Yeah, when they're adults, they're pretty good size, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Size, but I mean, it's not like they're chihuahuas. They're fucking, you know. If you get 7 of them, that's like equal to 2 big dogs.
That's a pack.
I wonder if they have like a conversation, like you go for the ankles, I'll go for the ball sack, and you go for the throat. You hold his elbow.
Why do you got to talk all offensive like that?
Isn't that what the badger does? Doesn't it go after the ball sack on like lions?
No, that monkeys.
No, I think it's a badger does same. It's either a badger or something like a badger.
Well, monkeys will. That's the first thing they go for. It shows dominance.
Lots of animals go for castration. Yeah. It's not
because they can, like, you know, that's why bigger animals don't fuck with them, you know, sometimes, because they're mean like that, you know.
Lions do it. Hyenas do it.
Everything does it. That's how we reproduce.
What's up, Derek?
Derek Reptiles, welcome.
Hey, Derek. We're just talking about, what were we talking about?
Well, me and Irondogg are on the conversation ahead of you most of the time anyway. So you just, whatever you're talking about, what it is. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about animal castration. I think.
I'm not castrating nothing around here. Everything needs to have its
hey,
balls.
Derek. How's it going, man? Hope you're having a good night there, bro.
Hell yeah. He's got a show on Saturday. Make sure y'all tune in.
He was just saying hi. He don't normally like you much. He was just saying hi to be nice.
Nobody likes me. You know that.
No, most of that shit's in your head, Benji, like everything else.
Yep. I mean, yeah, because everybody used to say, well, you know, lions they'll eat, you know, like if they take over, they'll kill all the cubs and stuff. But same with a rat. You know, if you have baby rats and they put a different male in there, it'll kill them right now. It'll kill every one of them babies.
They're not his blood.
You getting a tokay gecko? Awesome.
Those fuckers are mean. Them fuckers are ornery. Ornery lizards.
How they snap. I couldn't.
They don't let go neither, them fuckers, man. They get a hold of something, they don't let go for long.
Stick your finger in its mouth. It won't hurt.
It's like
man, they don't let go of those things. They do not let go. That's the one thing about take tokays that are just crazy, man.
They're like a turtle, dude. Some turtles will bite, man. They'll just hang on, dude.
Yep, they don't want to let go.
Does anybody know how the tokay makes that noise? That
Yeah, we've
banging
heard.
sound?
Yeah.
Is it their jaws? Do they clap them together, or how
Oh,
do
I
they?
don't know about that. Yeah, I plan on it for a YouTube video. After getting bit by a tokay, he'll be holding that boa every day, not worrying about it ever wanting to bite him no more.
Man, them tokays, they're just like little pit bulls. They just don't give it. They
Yeah, but
just
I
keep
mean, you
biting you
can tame them
over and
down. I've
over.
seen some that are fairly tame that people hold. I mean, it's
I've
like,
had a couple tokays, and I've never had one ever be calm enough not to bite a fella. Never once. Them little bastards will get you.
yeah, but anything could get you. That's tame though, too. So, but yeah, tokays are generally pretty. It's one of the animals most people use to look at. They don't get out and handle.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not a handily animal. They're not. I mean, I guess you could. I mean,
It's actually called the pit bull gecko.
yeah, because they don't fucking let go. They lock on. When I first bought one, the only advice I got from the pet store was wear a glove when you handle them. So when they bite you, you can slide your hand out, put the glove in the tank, because it's going to be a long time before they let go. It's like, it's no joke, man. I would get like a syringe or something with some water or something and try to squirt it in his mouth. Hopefully it'll let go of you. Because, man, sometimes, man, they don't let go for like an hour or some shit. They'll just lock on. They don't give a fuck.
It's funny. But I mean, same with like green tree pythons and Amazon tree boas. They get a bad reputation for their bites, but man, look at Brad, and then his is calm as hell. And then there's another guy that sells Amazon tree boas, dude. He's got some big ass Amazon tree boas, dude, and he handles every one of them, dude. And they're like just crazy calm, dude.
But it's like it's like getting bit by a ball python is one thing, but getting bit by one of those motherfuckers, now that's like what, fucking 10 times the size of teeth or some shit. It's like fucking those
green tree python.
Nasty bites. They're gonna rip you open, poke you good.
Remember, Uper had his. He'd get it out, and he'd like kind of hold it way over there. We'd always get it out. And he'd kind of hold the stick way far here. You sold your Rosie boa. Wow.
What?
To make room for my tokay.
I remember back in the day, that was his thing. He was gonna fucking breed Rosie boas because they were live. He didn't want to deal with no fucking eggs. He said.
I think he has a rainbow boa though. He could breed that. That'd be nice.
What are you doing down there again? Are you just thinking up the internet or what?
No, I'm just enjoying the sun.
Derek's gonna buy that tokay, so when he takes it to the reptile, like show everybody his reptiles, he'd be like, "Here, hold this." Yep, that's your first mistake. You ought to know what you're holding before you grab it.
Yep.
Damn, you got a refund on a snake you bought 2 years ago today? Dang.
Was it the wrong sex or something, or was it? Did it turn out not to be what it was supposed to be? Is that why, or?
That seems like quite a long warranty, doesn't it?
Them tokays don't take up much room, though.
Yeah, but if somebody sells you something and you wait 2 fucking years to go to breed it and it's the wrong sex or something, it's like,
Oh, yeah. It could have been, or it could have just
it
not. It
happens all the time. Well, that's why I was just curious.
No new gene in the project took a nosedive. Oh, so it was supposed to be one of them projects that was a new gene and you got a hold of it and then it took a nosedive. Well, hey, at least he didn't just like up and say fuck everybody and out, At least he did that. That's awesome, dude. I mean, props to that guy,
Good. Yeah.
Props to that guy. That's a guy worth buying off of just because he's honest.
My next guess was gay snake.
Oh, so I complained they lied about it and had to avoid bad press. Well, then maybe I should have waited for him to write the rest of it out. Well, then I wouldn't buy off him. They did you good, yeah. As long as they did you good, you can't complain. Exactly. I mean,
yeah.
At least they didn't just like drop off the face of the earth, you know, and say,
Shit,
hey,
there'd
you know,
probably be a lot more people get into crazy genes like that if they had that guarantee. Like, hey, if this doesn't turn out to be anything, we'll get your money back. It's like shit.
Can you get
There'd be all kinds
refunds
of
with
it ain't
daddy
like he sold
snakes?
you some red balls and for $100,000 and then just dipped on everybody.
I remember that was big shit right when I come into the hobby, man. It was like the red balls, what the fuck? And it was like, and I heard, that was crazy. What were they, $5,000 for hets or something?
No, Dave Palumbo said he
Were they
had
more than
100
that?
grand in them motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah,
And they didn't even
crazy.
prove out. It didn't even prove, you know, that was the thing. That guy could have probably got away with it if he would at least sold him some normal head albinos, you know, because,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he just gave him fucking normals
Normal,
and said said
normal.
the adults died. And
It's a
fuck, you
story
know,
from back when. It's who was that? The muscly guy. What was his
Dave Palumbo.
Columbo? Yeah, from what was
Dave
his?
Palumbo out of Florida. He's got it on his
Yeah.
YouTube, talks about it. But yeah, there's a lot of
Well,
people. Look up
and
the
that,
red ball. It was a scam,
but
dude.
that's
The
the
guy,
thing, you know,
he
and
watercolored his snakes.
people are still
What?
like that kind of now. People are so anxious to get into a new gene before somebody else. People will get into projects that they have no clue. But you know, that was done way back in the day kind of thing with like big money
Yeah.
shit. It's like
You just talked to Dave today. Yeah. Yo, seriously, he took, because there was a guy that actually does a ball python. He's a big breeder in Germany, dude. And he actually has a book on ball pythons and actually had them snakes in there, you know, what they were supposed to look like. And he said, yeah, he showed how he did it. He took watercolor, you know, paint watercolor, and he painted the snake for that red look. Yeah. And then the other one was like almost jet black. You know, it was a normal. They were normal. One was a normal. I think one was an albino, maybe. But yeah, that's how he got away with it, dude. And then sold them. And he said, and people wanted to meet with him. He's like, hey, the parents passed away supposedly, and then I was in the hospital. Blah blah. He was from Poland or whatever. I think he was from Poland. The guy that did it. Yeah, a guy from Germany he talks. He's got a whole good video on it. Talked about how it was like. It was the biggest scam out there, dude.
yeah.
So all they had was hits. You know, everything was hit. But all they were was fucking normals. They weren't nothing. People were dropping big money, dude. I'm talking 100 grand.
Yeah,
Because
when I was getting into all this, I researched that shit, and that was the video. It was like, don't get scammed, you know.
because you know, sight unseen. Because you know, snakes were high. You know, and
but that's the
you know, a
problem
lot
with
of
the
people
head,
were.
though. It takes even a couple years to even realize that you don't even have nothing. Because if it's a head, I mean, you could not get them the first year and just think the odd gods were bad. Second year, you're gonna think, oh my god, this is bullshit. But if you try it again, it's like, so you're in it 4 or 5 years before you even know if it's a scam anyway. You
5, 6 years, because you got to grow them up, then you got to breed them, and then
and then like I said, and if they're hats, then you know there's always that chance you didn't hit whatever. So it's like, what, you know? So
dude, if you look at the pictures, you can't tell that he painted them, dude. I mean, the guy did a good job, but you know, back then you're ordering from overseas. You know, people drop. You know, Brian Bartek say, my guy always has a few, you know, thousands of dollars just because he goes, I always owe him at least 10 grand. That way I know he's going to
saying something like he always figures he'll lose about 150,000 a year on just snakes that are supposed to be whatever. You know, like importers that'll call him, oh, this is the next big thing. And it's like, it's not, you know. I mean, he expects to lose a certain, or he used to, I don't know what's going on now, but he used to, you know, he had a certain dollar amount that, you know, that he would invest into all these crazy projects that, you know, if they didn't pan out, they didn't pan out.
That's what a lot of people does when you're ordering from another country, because you're trying to get the new thing, and you know, and you got a guy, you know, I mean, just look, I mean, same with Kevin from Nerd. He bought that white king cobra and died, you know, and then they said, well, that probably it wouldn't have lived anyway because there's something wrong with them, and so you know, you have it for a year or two, and then it dies on you, and who knows what you dropped on that fucking snake. I probably say 100 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand on that son of a bitch, you know, because it was only one of a kind, dude, you know.
Well, that's like Pac-Man frogs, man. Them motherfuckers will just die random. They die all the time. They'll just die for no reason. Fucking frogs are weird.
But there are organized scammers as well to watch out for.
Well, that's the thing, because if you do not know, you know, that's what makes it harder for an unknown person to sell snakes, especially like, you know, I mean, to get away with selling something that's like, oh, this is a possible hit, this and that or whatever. It's like people ain't gonna buy your shit. They don't want it. They want to know that it's a guarantee. But if you get people that rush into it and this is this big new thing, people get in fast because they want that. I mean, in this hobby, that's the way to get ahead fast. You either put years and years and years of work into it, or you get into a fucking quick gene that becomes popular and you got lucky. You know, it's like, then you could be the big wig right away, you know, kind of thing. So it's appealing.
And it's getting harder too with all these new genes that people are, you know, projects, because a lot of them look the same. It's really, you really have to tell how to tell them apart, dude. It's hard, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I still think a lot of it isn't even. It's like it's more fucking line breeding than anything. Kills me. Not knocking anybody that's got a new project, but there's too many people out there that think, oh my god, isn't this one different? It's like, well, you know, fucking, you know, everything, nothing's gonna come out exactly the same. You know, it's like a snowflake. You're always gonna get a unique one every now and then. That doesn't mean it's the new big thing. You know,
every time.
A lot of people don't want to hear that.
Two snowflakes are the same.
It happens, you know, but it's like it's. I mean, you could buy 100, like nowadays, you could probably buy 1,000 imports, and you're lucky to even, you know, to get anything that
you can hatch out a whole clutch. You know? You can hatch out a clutch of 12 pastels, and they'll look, some will be dark, some will be light. They'll look different. I mean, and that's the thing. How many different looking pastels? A lot of them, though. You know, I mean, they all look a little different. That's going to
be weird with this. It's like, even if we do hit a super pastel, fucking clown, because we have the one is so dark. It's like, you know, are we even going to have any bright ones that are going to be super pastel?
Well, the head should be washed out, dude. The head should be washed out from the super.
But even then, if it's, you know, if it's a turd color, if you know, I want a bright one. You get that super pastel, but we got all that. We got that dark one in there. You sent me that dark gay boy.
Some people like the darker genes.
It is true.
The dark gay boy.
Well, that's like with pieds. I don't like the pieds that are all washed out and that are all light colored and shit. I don't like them.
You like the low white pieds?
Well, no, I like mediums. Mediums are good, but I like the darker the gene that's in the pied, it brings it out so much more. The lighter, when you get like a banana pied or something, it just, I don't know, the white doesn't stand out enough. But with the darker gene, it always makes the white look cleaner. The darker the gene.
Well, even just a normal pied looks good with the orange and everything, you know, the way they are. I think they look nice, you know. I mean, just a regular normal pied, you know.
Oh yeah, no, normal pieds are badass.
I'm good, mate.
Well, that's like that goddamn Bad Blood that was here earlier. He spit out he got that one clutch of pieds. They were supposed to be normals, and they all look bright as a motherfucker. They all look like Orange Dream or something. I mean,
well, it's the pied influence too, you know. I mean, I'm sure that's
bright fucking orange, man. It's crazy. What was your hand up for? Do you got a question or what?
Well, I did, but now I forgot what it was. But
well, they must not have been important.
Good to see you back in all the chats, Mitzi. I know you were gone for a while. It's good to see you back and in all the chats. So,
for sure. It's always good to see the fam.
But I think USARK put out something today too. They're trying to now do something with the Lacey Act again, trying to do something with it. So,
that's a never-ending battle.
Just try to do another thing with that or whatever. See if I can figure it out.
There's always going to be somebody trying to get rid of something.
I didn't.
That's like, man, I've seen that crazy vegan bitch that comes up on the TikTok every now and then. Man, I can't believe that bitch sit there whining about people eating animals, this and that. You kill more animals by trying to grow fucking organic vegetables than you ever will by making some videos or owning reptiles or this, that, and another, and fucking vegan weirdos, man. It's like That crazy bitch spouts off some shit. I can't believe people listen to her. That skinny little vegan bitch, she probably got vegan dogs. Crazy bitch.
Yeah, wanting a short-sighted bill to amend the Lacey Act with the title Lacey Act Amendments 2023 would reverse the USARK federal lawsuit victory by reinstating a ban on interstate transportation of species listed as injurious under the Lacey Act, among other things. It would create a whitelist, so yeah.
So they're just going to reword it to make it not count.
Yeah, but it says this goes far beyond large constrictor snakes. This will trickle down to hundreds or thousands of common pet species. It also does not pertain only to non-native species. FWS has already listed U.S. native species of salamanders as injurious. So it'll tell you, basically, if this goes in effect, they whitelist, they can say, well, no more ball pythons, no more geckos, no nothing, you know.
I'm going to, because I got a cool doctor. I'm going to go to my doctor and I'm going to tell him I need a note from you saying that my animals are my therapeutic fucking healing and they're my emotional support animals. And I can't just have one because I got to be able to feed them. So I got to have all these animals to make me feel better.
There's a link to it if anybody wants to read it. So, I mean, I'm sure y'all got the page, but there's this, you know.
What,
like
what are they going to do about that?
I can tell Justin. I don't know.
If it's a documented support animal, what do they do then?
Service animals are one thing. I'm not sure about support animals.
It's basically almost the same thing anymore.
Yeah.
This is my service snake, my service gecko, and my service salamander.
Well, they are providing you a service if it keeps your mental. Like if you could use a dog for mental support, why couldn't you use a snake?
I think Mr. J has one for his.
Yeah. His snake is actually through his doctor is his actual mental support.
That's why he can keep it where he lives.
His landlord tried to kick him out because he had.
And he said, "No, I got papers from my doctor that it's a support dog."
Yeah,
that's how I did it here because there's a pet fee they charge you for pets every month, but if they're a service animal or a support animal, you don't have to pay that fee. All you got to do is get a doctor's note, dude. Yeah.
Oh fucking Jesus Christ, that's crazy. It's wild. I mean, they try to squeeze any kind of money out of you one way or another. I remember I lived in a house back in the day, and the goddamn landlord found out I had a snake. Actually, my daughter Annette, she was like 2 or 3 or something, tiny, could barely walk.
Was he dating Nate?
Yeah. Well, no, and the fucking the landlord freaked out. She drove home because it was like there was a house and there was a trailer court behind us. She owned all of it, and we lived in the house. And she fucking drove home, called me, and told me I couldn't have the snake. It was in the deal saying I couldn't have pets or whatever. And it was like, no, it says you can't have cats and dogs. It doesn't. They're in cages. They're not the same. So then she made me re-sign a new lease saying I couldn't have any exotic animals and all this other bullshit. She changed the lease on me, so I had to move.
Yeah, but you could have actually said if your lease wasn't up, you could have fought that though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, we were already like the original year was up or something, so we were basically just month to month after that, and then so you people don't think about that shit, and then it's like, if you want to live here, sign this motherfucker. Never sign the new lease. I know,
free, man.
Like I said, unless you're in the middle of a long lease or something, they can get you anyway. Because like here, most places are like your first. When you sign a lease, they don't make you sign it again. They'll just make you sign the first one, and then after the first year, then you're just a month-to-month tenant, and the laws change. So it's easier to get rid of you. I think is the reason why they do that shit. Craig's welcome.
I just can't see how it's sustainable.
We need you to raise your hand when you want to talk. We made new rules and shit. I can't be having you having meltdowns.
What's up, Craig?
You hear me?
Craig's Catfish Cave.
Oh, see, now he's stuttering. Now he got nothing to say. What the fuck?
I do think the cost of living is crazy now.
Yeah, I changed.
That's everywhere though. It's everywhere though. It's not just New Zealand. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what COVID did.
it's not sustainable.
This joint is my emotional support joint. So if anybody's wondering, that's what it's for. And I'm in a legal state, so in case you know.
So if you don't buy or own your own home and you're renting, then you're in for some hurt.
Yeah, there's when that went crazy, where the house market was going crazy, people were paying way overpriced for houses
It's
and shit.
still crazy though.
The rent went up for people have like a rundown trailer, dude, a rundown trailer and shit, and they'd be like, okay, I want $1,000 a month, man.
Heather. Yeah, it's insane,
Night,
dude,
Heather.
because it's like when we were thinking
like
about
that,
selling to go get into a different house, it was like it was like 3 times what we're paying here to go move into a different house. It was like, no, we'll just stay where we're at. Fuck it, you know. It's like it was fucking crazy. It was like I'm not gonna move out just to pay 3 times the rent for the same size house. It's dumb.
There's a big car park here at a sports complex right in the middle of town.
Didn't we just talk about you raising your hand before you speak?
Well, this is kind of just along the same lines of what we're talking about. I've noticed as time's gone by in the last few years, more and more RVs parked in this car park. When I was 20 years ago, there were none. And now, every day, that entire car park is filled with RVs, mobile homes, with people living in them.
Well, yeah, because people buy them cheap, and they're cheaper to fucking live in than fucking paying rent.
Damn.
What's happening?
Yep. See, Mincy said where she moved to, they raised the rent $150, and she's not even working. They only raised it because she moved in.
Yeah, because we would just wanted to get into a house that was all the same level, because we got a lot of stuff in the basement. It's like, well, when we get older, we're not going to want to go up and down the stairs all the time.
It's out of fucking control, man.
You know,
it's 500 to 600 here too.
A week.
Yep.
A week.
That's what I'm paying $320 a week for a 3-bedroom with a double garage, big section, which is cheap. It's half of what it should be. Other people pay $600 a week for what I've got.
See, it's cheaper to buy. It's always said it was
by month.
Well, and you know, unless you're renting a room or something like that, maybe, you know, but
yeah.
I can't believe.
No, it's not like I said. From what our mortgage is now, because we just about the same size house, but it was all one level, you know, and no better or no worse of a neighborhood, this and that. It was going to be 3 times what we pay now, and it was like just to move, go into debt, and it's like
crazy.
3 times the rent. It's like fuck it. It's cheaper for me to build on the rooms that are downstairs. I could build them on upstairs, and it would be cheaper than trying to move. It's like fuck it, man. We'll just fucking add on to the house we have now. I got a big piece of land. It's not like it's small, so it's like fuck it. You know,
if I want to rent to buy this house, I have to come up with a $100,000 deposit.
$100,000 deposit?
Yeah.
How much do they want for the house?
They want $380,000 for it.
Damn. Well, yeah, 3
so far in 2 months. In 2 months, I've saved around $20,000. But I've only got another 2 months left. So I don't know if I'm going to get there or not, but I'd have to sell all my guitars and everything.
Well, you could sell fucking 75% of them and you still had enough to, you know, play 3 bands.
Yeah. I still don't even think that's going to be enough. Even if I do that, I'm still only going to get to about 50, which is only halfway where I need to be. But even that I don't know if that's going to be enough. But
well, you know, I mean, like compared to here and shit, a single person living in a 3-bedroom, 2-car garage house, that's just, you're living way above your means.
I probably could get a flatmate and just shift to another house, but then if the rent goes up another 50 the next year and another 50 the year after that, it's not long before you need a 3rd person, you know. It's just fuck.
If I was you, I would have had a roommate a long time ago with a 3-bedroom fucking house. I'd have had somebody paying me some fucking rent.
I kick myself now thinking, you know, over the last 3 years, I could have saved that $100,000 by now if I'd thought ahead to this point that I'm at now.
That's how life works, Benji. You're supposed to think about, you know,
It's kind of caught me out a little bit, you know, 3 months to come up with $100,000, and it was like, fuck, I had 3 years.
It was sold in 2011, sold for $240,000. Now it's worth 8.8. It's fucking crazy.
All the money I spent on weed, I spent I worked it out. I spent $500,000 to $650,000 on weed in my life.
You know what's funny is the UCL campus there has housing for the students, and do you know over on it's like Washington Avenue or whatever, and them houses were built for the veterans, you know, the military veterans and stuff, and disabled veterans, and that was supposed to be for them, and that's why they kicked them all out. So the campus took them over, dude. And it's like, are you serious, dude? It's been a while, you know, but
we had one of those, a great big one built here not that long ago. It's up and working. Welcome. But yeah, we have one that it's for the veteran housing or whatever. We have a huge facility. It was crazy too, because it used to be like it was fucking some kind of a military facility that was in town, like I don't know what it was. I can't remember what it was originally, but it was because it was all fenced in and shit. It had electric fences, great big place, like a military type deal, you know. So they tore all that shit down and built them housings in there. So it's all like a private community now kind of thing for just veterans, which is awesome.
Minimum wage is, well, the minimum hourly rate is $23 an hour, but you know, I don't know what that works out to, minimum wage. I don't know. It's way less.
Well, I got like $100,000 in New Zealand is like, I mean, still high. It's like 62,500 here, 62,500, a little over that.
Yeah.
But still, you know.
I'm an invalid. I've been on invalid benefit my whole life.
See, but that's what's weird though, Benji, because here you're more likely to get some kind of a grant to help you buy a house because of the fact is that you have government money that's guaranteed paid to you.
And usually you only got to pay a 10%, like a 10% down payment anyway, you know.
Yeah, they're like, you could get fired, but if you're an invalid and you're getting paid for the rest of your life, they're usually the ones that you'll invest in because they know they're going to get their money from you because you're getting a check no matter what.
Believe it or not, my best chance of getting a loan right now is actually from the Salvation Army.
Yeah, well, it's probably not a loan. It's more of a program. But yeah, the Salvation Army does a lot for people here in the United States.
But you know, really, if she wasn't say $300,000 for that house, really, you should only have to put down maybe 30,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy. The amount.
That's why I'm saying that. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm hopeful that I might be able to come up with some sort of.
Well, even then, at $100,000, what does that make? Well, I mean, it's obviously gonna change your payments.
Well, because
if you're putting that much down, you're gonna get a lot cheaper of a payment than you are if you only put 30.
Is she wanting to do that like owner financing? Is that what she's wanting to do?
No, yeah. So that there's no real estate agent, there's no
right. And then what happens is if something happens and say you're in the hospital or whatever, or something happens, you can't make that payment. She can take your house for one missed payment. Yeah, you got to watch them. You know, I'll finance you.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I would.
You're right.
I mean,
there's a lot of situations to where a good old paper contract gets you a long fucking ways, not just fucking. Oh, I want to do it without this and that, and it's like, well,
I wouldn't do it. You could probably get a loan with just 10% down, dude. You know what I mean? And then say, screw it. I mean, hey, I'll do 10%. Tell her I'll do 10% like a regular loan, because if I'm going to do that, I might as well get a home loan to buy your house.
Well,
And
here,
it's,
Benji,
you know,
have you looked around? Like, have you looked around in the market of housing of what yours would cost and what other people are charging for down payments?
To be honest, I've already saved enough to rent the flashiest house on the hill and wherever I want anyway. So even if I can't buy it, I'm still going to be able to move to a nice new house.
Look at this motherfucker talking about all this money he got, and he couldn't even take a fucking $150 ambulance the other day. Fucking Jesus, this guy is killing me. But anyway, have you looked at the market? Like, I mean, is that a normal down payment for that cost of a house where you're at? I mean,
well, she does,
or is she just out of control?
Value. The market value is 250 or 270 to 350. She wants 380, which is 30 over market. But
but everybody, but
the house across the
that's
street
probably
that's
because
exactly
it can
the
be
same as
negotiation.
this. The house across the street that's exactly the same as this sold for $500,000 last year. So she's just got out, like Chris said, she's out of control. She owns 5 houses.
Well, I tell her, say, you know, I'm going to have a home inspector come out here and inspect everything to make sure, you know, I don't have to put a new roof on there or something.
She only bought it 5 years ago, and she's got all that from then. And since then, she's got a healthy homes certificate, which is compliance for all the insulation, and she's put extractor fans in. She's put a heat pump in. It's got a new roof.
But even then, that down payment just seems loco. That's crazy.
Tell her, geez, say the money I paid you over the last 3 or 4 years, that ought to account for something.
Oh no,
well, I mean, it is, because she's not offered a deal like this to anybody ever before. It's just
well, no, she knows you're in a pickle. That's why she's offering it to you first. That's why.
Yeah, we'll see.
Honestly, you know, I mean, she knows.
And still though, Benji, I mean, I don't know what the market's
like.
Yeah,
things do change in 5 years, though.
You know, cash talks, bullshit walks. You know, whatever you have at the time, offer her. Say, hey, this is what I got right now. If you want to,
well, she actually said that to me. She said that to me a couple of months ago. She said, save everything you've got, because that might $100 might be the difference between you staying and going, you know. So that's what I've been doing. I said I put away 15 grand or something. I don't know. It's getting there. I'm putting it away as fast as I can. I put away.
When's your lease due? When's your lease up?
August. 2 months, 2.5 months away.
She gonna renew a lease?
She's gonna put it on the market. If I don't buy it by August, or come up with a deal by August, then it'll go on the market. And if I stay until it'll
be month to month.
It'll be month to month. And when it does sell, I still get given 3 months notice, 90 days to vacate. So I could potentially still be here till the end of this year.
Right.
Even if it gets sold straight away, you know.
Well, it gives you all that time to save up money.
I've already got enough for a new place. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, think about maybe buying a place. You know, that's what I'm saying. If you're not this one, maybe another place, and you ain't got to worry about it ever again. That's what I'm getting at. Keep saving, because you might say, you know what? You didn't work with me, you sold it, and I got this amount of time. I've got enough money to save up to go move into another place I want to buy. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you may have to downsize a little bit to get yourself into a better deal. It's like
this place here would have been perfect, though. You know, there's not too many places that have a big double garage and 3 bedrooms.
Well, yeah,
right. But
I mean, you got to pay for that though,
on a hillside. Yeah, but. You know,
yeah, but
she bought this place for $157,000. She paid for it 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, but you know the market goes up and down, dude. It's right now. I mean, you know, there for a while people couldn't find a house. Now they're everywhere.
Make that bitch fix the fence or something. You got to negotiate.
I've been out there working, man. done a lot in the last few weeks. I've cut out a whole lot of troublesome plants for her. And
Yeah, but she just, if it ain't going to help you, then screw it,
I was gonna say, and then she's gonna kick you
that's
out.
it. I'm
What the
just
fuck?
making the house look better, and somebody's just gonna buy
Yeah.
it. So
Right.
just
Tell her,
leave-
yeah, I'll
leave
take care.
this.
I'll go do this for you. It's gonna, that's $1,000 off of, this, and $1,000,
Problem is, like, for goodwill, like to maintain goodwill, that goes a long way when you're trying to get a deal like this across the line.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, if you're still, yeah. But regardless, if you take out some shrubs or not, that's not going to make it if you fucking sell the house.
No, but it shows that I genuinely have a vested interest in keeping the property.
And then some people say, well, geez, I'm glad he did that for me. I ain't got to fuck with that. Some people don't care.
Where I live,
you're prettying it up for someone else.
She doesn't want to sell it to somebody who's just going to let it go to rack and ruin. It has to be someone who's going to take.
She's going to sell it to whoever. No, she's going to sell it to whoever's got the money. Benji,
I don't buy
nothing
that.
to do with the way they take care of it. If they have the money she wants, she's going to sell it. It's not going to be like, oh, if you don't mow the lawn enough, I'm not going to sell it to you.
She's old too. She's old. She's like 70, late 70s,
right.
I'd say.
Exactly.
So she doesn't have time to wait around 20 years for me to pay her off.
Well,
even if
but not only that. I mean, if somebody comes, I don't care if they're the worst tenants ever. They come up with fucking $380,000 or $400,000. She's not going to ask for references. She's going to take that $400,000 and run, dude. She don't care what they do to that house.
Well, that's why I don't understand why she wouldn't put it on the market through the banks and shit, because she could sell the house, somebody can get a loan, pay her off. She doesn't have to worry about getting paid. If she does some fucking crazy personal contract with you, she has to wait until she gets paid to get her money. If she just put it on the market like normal people do, people could take out a loan, pay her off, and then they own the bank.
Even after I give her the $100,000, I'd still owe the 280.
Yeah.
Right.
And it'd take me 20 years 15 years to pay that off. She would be dead before then, most likely.
Well, maybe not. But still, what happens if she dies? Is there going to be a contract where she has kids and they say, well, I decided that, I mean, you got a lot that you have to get in that contract,
Yeah, you can't get into something and there's no paperwork involved, because that's like he said, if she dies and then the kids are all like, fuck you, you didn't make a payment, you're out, bye later, and they take back over the property. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Sellers always act like they're doing you a favor at your best.
You got to have
your best pal. You're right.
You got to have some kind of a contract of no matter what you do and how you do it. I don't care if it's a personal deal or not. You got to have some kind of written contract that saves you.
Yeah, no, I'm probably just gonna.
I mean, honestly, if I was going to do it, I'd have a lawyer and shit look over it to make sure you don't get screwed in the future. I mean, that's just a smart thing to do, dude.
And you find somewhere else that you may want to buy, you still have to take all this into consideration. You still need to,
Do you know, in some ways, I'd rather not own a property. In some ways, it's easier to just rent and let them all worry about all that stuff,
Well, yeah, but it depends on how.
But you're paying a lot more money to some. They're making money off of you renting, where you could already own that house. You make your payments like you do rent. Right? Yeah. You'd have extra money to fix whatever went wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, because what he's saying is Reptile is that he wouldn't try to have to save all his money to pay the 280. He could just do a low payment every month is what he's getting at. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. I mean, at $100,000 down on a $380 house, that's going to, I mean, it better make a little payment. I mean, it all depends on what she's going to do. If she still wants a crazy payment.
Yeah. I mean, your payment going to be a couple $100 a month, or is it going to be like $1,000 a month?
Well, I'd still be renting the house as well as paying the house payments. So
no, you don't do both.
No, you don't do both. You only do one. You only got to make the house payment.
When you rent to buy, that's not how it works.
That's how it works here.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
when you
about.
You
don't pay rent and pay a mortgage at the same time.
rent to
do when
own,
you
you
rent to
know.
buy here. Rent to own, you do.
Wow.
Yeah, once you make that payment, that down payment, it's just a regular payment every month. It ain't rent plus the payment.
No, it is here.
Oh, then I'd tell her to get fucked. I want a bank loan. If you got that kind of down payment, they'll give you a loan at a bank, dude. Trust
There is
me.
no fucking way they're gonna charge you rent and you're paying the mortgage for the house. What would be the purpose of fucking buying it?
Yeah, because a regular house payment loan would be way cheaper than that, dude. You might be thinking of rent to own where, hey, you rent it for
you wouldn't own the house until you've made the last payment. She'd still
well, that's
own
what
it.
same with the
Still
bank
have to
loan,
rent
dude.
it off her, you know?
Yeah, that's the same with anything in
The
life.
bank pay, it's still a bank, like a bank. A
But
bank owns your house until you pay to
paying
make
like X
less.
I
amount for
can't get
rent
a
and
fucking
paying
bank
off
loan.
a
The
mortgage.
bank is not going to give me a loan.
But
and
it's the
that's
same
problem.
thing as what I'm telling you. If you got a loan to the bank, they pay her. You still have to make a payment to the bank every month, but you're not paying rent and a payment. You're just making one payment on that loan. You see what I'm saying? One loan payment.
The bank's not going to give me a loan.
Either way is what.
Even if they didn't, it's still the same concept is what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, instead of paying rent, your payment you give her will take off. I guarantee if you had $100,000 down payment, you wanted a bank and needed 280,000, they would give you the money, dude, because they got a third of the house already, dude. You know what I'm saying? They'd say, "Oh yeah, I'll give you a loan because they already got $100,000 from you."
You got to remember, whatever you're paying for rent is way over, I'm sure, whatever her mortgage payment is. You know, people don't buy houses and go in the debt. Yeah, so it's like so you getting charged rent and paying the mortgage would be fucking ridiculous. I don't care what.
Just say her loan payment on the house was $500. She's probably charging you $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's usually what people do, if not more than that.
Well, it certainly sucks to be in this situation anyway, I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Well, moving in general without the hassle of trying to buy a place sucks.
If I could have just kept renting without having to worry about it, it would have been better. But the problem is, even if I did that, the rental market's still rising so fast that I would have had to add multiple flatmates to keep up with the rent.
Right.
Well, yeah, but is there any chance that somebody's going to buy the house and let you live in it?
Yeah.
I mean,
they could then want to rent it to me, yes, because I've got a current tenancy.
Yeah, so you always got that option. I mean, you know, when people are buying a house for an investment, and if it has an already stable tenant that's been there for a few years, they like to keep that going. You know, so you
that's
never
an investment.
I mean, if they're buying it to live in it, then you're fucked. But if they're buying it for an investment, you know, usually they'll keep the tenants because, you know, they've already been there for a long time.
Yep.
They'll put the rent up, no doubt. They'll put it up to way up.
Well, not always, but yeah.
Yeah, and just think, and just think that if they're going to let you stay there, fuck, you'll have enough saved up. You could probably give me your rent in advance, and then I ain't got to worry about it. Here, I'm just going to pay you. I'm going to pay you for the whole year.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then you try to get it cheaper. If it's $200 a week, you tell them, look, I'll pay you $150 a week, but I'll pay you all of it cash right now. Most places would take it.
Well, I'll pay you 12 months right now.
I'll pay a year's worth of rent if you charge me X amount of dollars. I'll pay it all right here cash.
You know the big concrete pad out the back where I've got my big tractor tire? It's
called a patio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to put a swimming pool out there. Like yours, you know, build a swimming pool, put it together with a frame and that.
Well, that just come out of left field. Fucking swimming pool. What the fuck? We're all talking about all kind of shit, and then you talk about a swim pool. You don't even know if you're gonna fucking be there in 2 months, and you're worried about a swim pool.
Yeah, well, if I stay for the summer, I'm setting it. Fuck it, I'm putting a swimming pool out there.
All right, my phone's about ready to die, but hell, it's been a good show. So
Yeah. I can't believe you gave the link to that guy, though.
God damn it. Well, it was either me or Gary.
Well, I'd rather have Gary up here.
let's see the nub.
I know. I still want to see the nub. Gary, if you're out there, we want to see the nub.
There you go. All right, everybody. Appreciate everybody coming in. Super chat, everything else. Till next time.
Yeah. Take care.
Peace.
Stay wild. I'm out. Later.